Let's start with where I am. I am just west of Chattanooga, on the banks of the Tennessee River at Nickajack Lake. The bridge on the right is old US 41, and on the left is I-24, both running through the mountains between Chattanooga and Nashville. I'm starting this ride here because this spot is easy to find. It's the only exit between the Tennessee River and the Georgia state line. Or you can take Broad Street from the Chattanooga Aquarium and go west out of town. Turning left just before the bridge that crosses the Tennessee River will take you right here. This ride is a 40-mile loop that takes you through 3 states and up and over Sand Mountain in about an hour. It's actually the middle part of Chattanooga's old 3-state, 3-mountain challenge bicycle race. Zip up my jacket. It's kind of cold this morning. For anybody that wants to do this ride, I'll put a link in the description to a GPS file for you. But you don't really need it. 24. This ride is all left-hand turns. 1 at a big cave, 2 at schools, and 2 at stop signs. You just need to remember that these are rough mountain roads, not a racetrack. They will bite you. This first climb here is called Ladd's Mountain for some reason. We're actually skirting the northern tip of Sand Mountain. It commonly tricked the bicyclists into thinking they were starting up their next mountain. It's steep enough that it's going to make this little 230cc motorcycle grunt. Here on the right that gives you a chance to see how high we already are. And then it starts getting interesting. I would advise staying in lane position 1 or 2 through here. These mountain roads are slowly sliding off the mountain, which is normally not a big deal. It just leaves the roads rough, but occasionally the right side of the road will just drop off. You don't want to cut a corner and the road not be there. I have been keeping an eye on the next right-hand corner. The embankment's already collapsed to the edge of the road, and I wouldn't be surprised to see part of the road go next. is our first look at Nickajack Dam. At about 70 years old, it's one of the newer ones. I don't know if it's the newest, but it's pretty new comparatively. It was built to replace the Hellsbar Dam, which was, from the day it was built, it was leaking. We're currently in Tennessee, but that road here on the left takes you into Coal City Hollow, which is actually in Georgia. There's a lot of communities around here that are cut off completely from their home state, and that one only has that road in and out. If you can make it out on camera, that shadow is the now flooded Nickajack Cave, which has a whole lot of history. As I understand it, the Cherokee Nation's war chief, Dragon Canoe, had his main camp in front of that cave, and his brother, Turtle at Home, ran a ferry service around where this video started. That's why Old 41 and I-24 both cross right there. Now we're coming up on our first turn. It's easy to remember. It's a left turn on the road just past the cave and the swimming area. If you've missed it, the next road to the right is the road to the dam, so use it to turn around. This is the start of the Sand Mountain climb, and it's steep. It's going to be everything this little 230cc motorcycle can do just to keep the speed limit. We are currently at about 500 feet in elevation, and in about a mile, we're going to be at 1,500 feet. If my math is correct, that's a 20% grade. No way I'd ride a bicycle on this. Little wobbly. I probably should have checked the air pressure in the tires this morning, being it's this cold. They feel a bit low. There's the Alabama state line, and to the left you can see off, and you can see the road we were just on. Just in Tennessee, We're now in Alabama, and that ridge right there you can see is in Georgia. Another one of those communities that only has one way and one out through another state. Now that we're on the top of the mountain, this area is called Bryant, Alabama. As far as small towns go, this one has a school and a post office, but that's about it. I think this gas station up here on the left is the only one of those they have. They do have a classic car parts store called Chevy World. And we're looking for it, and just past it's the school that we're going to turn left at. There's that road that's the only way in and out of that bridge that's sticking out into Georgia. Gravity powered top speed run. That's all she's got, Captain. And then she falls on her nose. Chevy World. Okay, here's Bryant School, and the left turn into Georgia. Can't tell, it's sunny. I have no idea what he does with them, but this guy collects cowlings off commercial jet engines. There's the Georgia state line. From here on out, I warn you, expect to see cops around any corner. You'll see a few in Tennessee around the river. They're practically non-existent in Bryant, Alabama, but Dade County is crawling with them, and they're ticket happy, especially if you got out-of-state tax. Georgia also sucks at signage. They don't mark corners as well as other states, so take it easy. The next 3 miles or so is kind of boring, so I'll probably cut this section out just to try and keep this video under an hour. Coming into the heart of the Davis community now. There's the fire department. That fire department has to serve both that ridge that we were looking at coming up the mountain and Coal City Hollow. That's a long way to be away from your fire department. Even worse, the EMS and the sheriff's office and everything is in the city. Another 8 miles down the mountain on the other side. Davis School. Now we're going to turn left on the very next road. This road is named Wells Road, but the locals are just as likely to know it by the name of Shortcut Road. It's paved as if it's a low traffic road that nobody uses. But in reality, this is one of the busiest roads in the county. There are thousands of people that use this road as a shortcut to and from Chattanooga every day. Not much of an issue on a Sunday morning like today, but during the week, yeah, it's a different story. the suspension on this bike sucks. And there's a huge bump in the middle of the curve coming up. If it's clear, I use the other lane to dodge it. It's just a lot smoother. Stop sign coming up, the road is in really bad shape. It's real rutted up and covered in gravel, so you need to be careful. How many of you noticed that truck change colors? Yeah, probably enough to call me out on it and not let me get away with that. Here's what really happened. Well, hell.
Yeah, I know it's heavy. I made the mistake of picking one up myself before, and that... There you go. There you go, bud. That's so bad, I like it. What's it about? Oh, it's about 100. Little Chinese bike. Oh, yeah. That's so bad. I like it. Just takes a little bit of paintwork. Well, shit, man. Did you hurt yourself, you alright? Are you okay? Your plug's down. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Alright, take it easy, man.
Okay, let's try this again. The brakes are spongy now. Must have got air in them. They're still working, but not great. That actually makes the second time I've crashed at that stop sign. This one was a little less dramatic. 17-year-old me come up to that stop sign in a rainstorm at about 4 in the morning. And I didn't see that sign until I was passing it. Flipped the car in that right-hand ditch up there. That was 1996, I think. And I was on my way to the school field trip. Bus load of kids down there waiting on everybody to show up. And here I am hitching a ride with a cop. You had to pull in, get out of the cop car, and everybody watching me. And teacher that was there said how great it was for me to take the time to get out of jail just to go on a field trip with him. Anyway, this section of road is part of the Trans-America Trail. It comes up the mountain at Trenton, and then when we go to the down the mountain here, it's going to cut off on the left right at the sharp right-hand turn at the bottom. Not going to see it on an action camera, but off to the right is a drive-in movie theater. At one time, it was ranked as the biggest single-screen drive-in theater in the country. I guess somebody somewhere else built a bigger one, and they built a second screen down there now, so this is a two-screen theater. See that embankment straight ahead? Anywhere else, that would be covered in chevrons warning you that there's a sharp turn. Georgia doesn't seem to believe it. This is the start of going down Sand Mountain. Trans-America Trail turns left right here, and I could go that way, but it comes out on a steep hill that's really far off camera, and I kind of like to be able to reach the ground whenever I come up to a stop sign. You can see Lookout Mountain in the distance there, home of Covenant College, aka the Castle in the Clouds. The battle above the clouds during the Civil War happened there, and currently it's the home of really overpriced real estate. Forgot to Is it my jacket pocket again? If you're interested, the drive-in is down that road on the right. For the carburetor people, that gas station has ethanol-free gasoline on a dedicated hose. So that's the only place around I know that you can get that, especially on a dedicated hose. Going under I-24, it actually ends about 2 miles north of here, and the other end is in New Orleans, or near New Orleans. The bicycle race turns right here. Here or the next road on the right, I'm really not sure. But it cuts across and goes to Lookout Mountain from here. This second hill past the interstate, top of it's always got some gravel on it, so be ready for that. Most of these driveways down through here are coming down a hill, so they wash gravel out. You have to watch for it a lot down this road. Now we're coming up on what I would say is the most dangerous section of this ride, just because of stupidity. We're going to come up on a sign that shows sharp left turn with a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit sign on the same pole. But that's the speed limit for the road, not the turn. At the top of the hill is a blind turn, and I usually take it about 15 miles an hour. 35, you're going to have a bad time. There's the sign. And there's the hill. And there's the turn. No, we hadn't had a bunch of wrecks there, I don't know. away, Bambi. There you go. This goes over I-24. Cops like to sit on this bridge and shoot radar down on the interstate. And if you've ever been to the Bonnaroo Festival, the flyers they send out sometimes mention to watch out for cops in the Georgia section. They're talking about cops that sit right under this bridge and are picking people off headed to that festival. Stopped and picked up a Dukes of Hazzard hat sitting right on the double yellow line right in the middle of the road right here a couple of weeks ago. This stop sign marks our last turn. If you turn right, you can actually go to 24 closer to Chattanooga. You turn left and we're going back where we started this video at. There's the Tennessee state line. We're back in the state we started in. Trans-American Trail comes out of that road right there, and then it goes the opposite direction we're going, then loops around for some unknown reason, and then it'll come back out right up here, I guess just so they can go under a bridge and take a picture. I'm really not sure. They come back out right there. train bridge usually has gravel under it. Exit 161, Helltown, New Hope, 1 mile. That's where this video started. There's the bridge I was parked on at the start of this video. Looks like my phone says we're just passing 36 miles. You can take 2 rights up here and be on 41 headed back into Chattanooga. Right after the second right, Succotash Cajun Restaurant is right there on your right, an old church building. I recommend it. If you're into catfish though, the catfish house is on the left a few miles down. Or the interstate's right there on the left. I'm going to turn left and go up and over Ladd's Mountain again and go to Nickajack Dam. And I think I'll end the video there. If somebody wanted to make a group ride out of this, Nickajack Dam is a really good place to meet up. Ladd's Mountain again. This really is the best part of this ride. Ooh, drug a floorboard. Just past the cave is where we turned left earlier, but now we're going to go up one more road and turn right. Remember, when you cross this bridge, you are crossing onto federal property. Speeding is not a good idea. TVA cops don't play. And the speed limit here is annoyingly slow. This is also one of the few places around that guns are banned, so leave them at home if you're coming here. Not sure you'll be able to see him on this camera, but there's a TVA cop sitting up there in the shadows. If anybody cares, my phone says that we went 43.5 miles and it took 1 hour and 7 minutes. That is counting the time that the bike was taking a nap. I said off. There you go. Since I'm here, I might as well give you at least a quick glimpse at the dam. And there's that cop hiding up there. Doesn't look like I hurt the bike other than the air in the brakes. I'll bleed them when I get back home. Oh, wait a minute. That blinker's bent down. Nope, won't budge. I guess I'll be getting a wrench to that too when I get home. Well, I guess this video's going on long enough, so I guess I'll leave it here. If anybody's actually still watching this, wow. Maybe think about subscribing. Come spring, I'll think about doing the whole 100 miles of the 3-state, 3-mountain challenge. Assuming I can figure out a way to record that long. Anyway, till then, y'all have a good